Hi Internet, this is Fiona Gilbert. Today's question is, at what age should I teach my kids the correct terms for genitalia? Um, as soon as possible. When you start teaching them eyes, nose, ears, mouth, it is really important to start addressing their genitalia in the same manner because you want to make sure that there is no shame or embarrassment associated with what is essentially a very huge part of their bodies. And this is not a moral or religious issue rather than a human issue, because one of the things that was really brought to my attention, and I was actually really shocked by it, was a friend of mine who was a school teacher was talking about how there was a little girl who was trying to report sexual abuse. And nobody took her seriously because she would say things like, someone's touching my cookie and I don't like it. I don't like it when people touch my cookie. And her teachers had no idea that her parents had taught her that her cookie was her genitalia or her genitalia was a cookie. And so this goes on for much longer than it should have gone on. And she was trying to seek help. And I cannot begin to imagine how she felt through this, to be told by people that it was okay to share her cookie, when really the problem was a vocabulary issue and nobody could get her help because they didn't know that she needed help. So as devastating as that story was, I think because of it, I really want to encourage you to teach your kids how to literally the correct terms for the genitalia. And they just need to know. The other thing is, I have a lot of women who do come and see me and they're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And at 40s, 50s, and 60s, they still look at me and they point down there and they go, I'm having issues. And are we having issues with your feet? Are we having issues with, I don't know. But so it's become this universal sign of my genitalia, but there is so much shame and discomfort associated with that, embarrassment. And so if nothing else, let's remove that level of craziness when it's actually just another part of your human body. It's just the same as your fingers or your nose or your eyes, and we all have genitalia. So let's use the correct terms for it, and as soon as possible. So as a parent, I will encourage you to do that. As an educator, I encourage you to do that. As a clinician, I definitely encourage you to do that. And as a woman who has had a ton of medical issues, being able to explain to your doctors exactly what's going on really, really, really does help. So that is my Ask Me Anything Friday for this week. And keep sending in the questions. I really don't know where any of this goes, but it's been a really interesting journey for me, and I hope it has been for you too. I'll talk to you next week.